Hello and welcome to Murder in the Central Valley. The Central Valley of California refers to the flat stretch about 60 miles wide and 450 miles long, right down the center of the state. No mountains or ocean around here. But a short drive can get you there. You could almost consider the valley as a flyover part of the state. But it is home to 7 million people and has lots of towns and cities throughout. And these are some of their stories. The information contained in this podcast is obtained from online sources. All people reported on here are innocent until proven guilty. Most of these crimes have been through the court system and the suspects are either dead or tucked away safely in prison. Due to graphic content, viewer discretion is advised. This week. Mourn on the 4th of July. This time we go to Gustine. Gustine is 30 miles west of Merced in Merced County. It's a small town with a little over 5,500 people. With small town life comes civic pride and love of country. So the 4th of July brings the town out with all the pomp and circumstance that comes with Independence Day. On this day in 2006, while the townsfolk were enjoying a parade that ran through town, a few miles away, local police were investigating a macabre scene at the home of the Branscoms. But before we go there, let's rewind several years. Trevor Branscom and Amanda had been together for 17 years. They got married on Valentine's Day in 2003, and had 4 children. After moving from Patterson, they settled down in Gustine where they lived for 3 years. Amanda was a homemaker, while Trevor had a good-paying Bay Area job in construction. People that knew them said they seemed happy. But looks can be deceiving. On the evening of July 3rd, neighbors said they saw father, Trevor 38, mom Amanda 33, their daughter Aubrey 12, son Jacob 10, and Taylor and Alyssa 5-year-old twin sisters, happy and lighting off fireworks. By all accounts, they were your typical, carefree, suburban family, but there had been turmoil in the recent past. Trevor lost his high-paying job and could only find one that paid $5 an hour less, helping build a new Kaiser hospital in Modesto. So Amanda had to take a job at Pea Soup Anderson's restaurant in nearby Santa Nila. Trevor was extremely upset about this, according to neighbors. Early in the morning of July 4th, just after midnight, Amanda, Trevor and a friend went to a store near the house. Trevor followed Amanda in. After buying some personal items, the two had a brief argument in the parking lot and Amanda and the friend started to drive off in the van. Trevor dove in the window and they drove off into the night. The store clerk called the police and requested an escort home. It's unknown what he told the cops, but the cops were now on the lookout for the silver minivan. Amanda and her friend dropped Trevor off and went somewhere to cool off. They returned to the house about an hour later. Amanda went in. She saw Trevor laying in a pool of blood in the kitchen, a hunting rifle next to him. She ran through the house and found her twin daughters dead on the couch in the front room. She came running out screaming hysterically and collapsed in the street. The 911 dispatch center received a call of shots fired on Via Calabria Drive. When police arrived, they found Amanda lying in the street uninjured. But in the house was a gruesome scene. Cops found Trevor dead with a self-inflicted gunshot wound, Aubrey dead in the master bedroom, Jacob dead in his bedroom, and Taylor and Alyssa dead on the front room couch. All had been shot in the head, one after the other, while sleeping. To show how intentional this crime was, Trevor used a bolt-action rifle, so he had to load in between each murder. An autopsy revealed that Trevor had a blood alcohol level of 0.28, 3 times the legal limit to drive. The massacre shocked the small town. It was said to be Gustine's worst crime in 40 years. The Independence Day parade had a dark cloud hanging over it that day. Lots of smiles, but also lots of talk about the horrific incident that happened a few miles away. Clergy and grief counselors were available to help people cope. The heartbreaking obituary for the children reads: Aubrey, Jacob, Alyssa and Taylor Branscombe, all of Gustine, died unexpectedly on July 4, 2006. Services were held privately for family and friends at Vaca Hills Chapel on July 13, 2006. Aubrey Branscombe was born on June 21, 1994. She was an intelligent, gifted athlete who loved cheerleading, downloading music on her iPod, and had a sense of humor like her mother. Jacob Branscombe was born on October 9, 1995. Jacob was a kind, considerate baseball player who enjoyed fixing things for his mom and playing PlayStation with his buddies. It has been said that Jacob had to be part fish since you could never get him out of the swimming pool. Beautiful twins, Taylor and Alyssa Branscombe, were born early on December 18, 2000. They were spirited through life with a vibrant love for each other and enjoyed nothing more than performing dances for their mommy. These little princesses left their footprints with all those who knew them. Today Aubrey would be almost 30, Jacob 25, and the twins Taylor and Alyssa would be almost 21. Amanda has moved back to the Bay Area. She's married and has a young daughter. And life in Gustine keeps going. I've read dozens of articles on this story. There are minor inconsistencies in all of them. Some say the day before on the 3rd, that Trevor and the kids were lighting off fireworks. Other reports say the whole family was out there, which would include Amanda. At the store, one half of the articles say that Trevor dove in the van window and one half say he dove out of the van window. If he dove in, Amanda would have dropped him off at home. If he dove out, he would have had to walk about 15 minutes back home. Back at the house. A few articles say that Amanda walked into the house, some shots were heard and she ran out and collapsed in the street. Others say she walked in and found Trevor dead in the kitchen, saw the twins, and ran out to the street. Either way. What made Trevor snap? There was talk about him and Amanda seeking marriage counseling, and rumors of divorce. Was it the fact he couldn't find a better paying job? In Patterson, a few miles north of Gustine, old neighbors that knew the Branscombes said Trevor seemed like a good father. The kids used to jump all over him and play. So the only unanswered question is why? That answer probably died with him. That's this week's episode. Next week. What made a jealous ex-lover kill a grandmother and her 3 grandchildren? Make sure to listen to episode 3, A Jealous Rage, on murder in the Central Valley. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Hope to see you next time. And if you have a case you think I should cover, email me at murderinthecentralvalley@gmail.com. Thank you.